This is a 1985 Land Rover 110 Classic station wagon. Before we look closer on this one, here's the short history of 110. In 1983, Land Rover's new Land Rover is a 110. It's a newly designed and engineered Land Rover that has coil spring suspension, permanent four-wheel drive, and modern body style and also interior. The name 110 was taken from its wheelbase, 110 inch. It's a long wheelbase variant of the first coil spring Land Rover that released to the market. A year after, in 1984, the short wheelbase variant released with the name 90. The wheelbase was originally a 92.9 inch but simplified as 90 for the release name. A year after, in 1985, an extra-length wheelbase was also released as 127. The wheelbase is 127 inch and this will be known later on as a 130. For fact and history notes, the name Defender wasn't even exist yet that time, so no one called it a Defender yet, at least until 1989 or after. In 1989, Land Rover released their new vehicle called Discovery. This means that at the moment they already have Range Rover, Discovery, and their coil spring Land Rover 110, 90, and 127. In 1990, Land Rover rebranded the 110, 90, and 127 with the name Defender to distinguish it from their newly branded Discovery and their existing Range Rover. Not only the name that changed, that time Defender was also had some major changes and improvement both on engineering and body details. The name Defender was still exists until present. Back to 110. This is an example of early 110, but I will say it's a generation 2 110. Why is that? Because I will divide early 110 into 3 different generations. The first generation is the one that has 2-piece doors, lift-up door lock handle, and sliding side windows. The second generation 110 is the one that has 1-piece door, lift-up door lock handle, and wind-up window. The third generation has 1-piece door, push-button door lock handle, and wind-up window. This third generation body style will exist until the end of Defender TDCi Puma era. Well, just in case you don't know the difference between lift-up handle and push-button handle, here's the example. Well, that's short history about 110. Now let's take closer looks to the vehicle. This 110 perhaps was already been a little bit resto moded, but for some major details, it still have the characteristics of an original classic 110. Interiors have been resto mode with some newer parts and colors. It's already fitted with air conditioning. Steering wheel was already replaced with a later type model. A permanent 4x4 LT77 gearbox with 5-speed forward and 1 reverse, with differential lock high and low. Wind-up window. Modified back rear seat and middle seat. Disc brakes on early 110 front axle is a standard from the factory. Coil spring is a standard for all 110 models. Rear Salisbury axle with drum brakes. It has a standard Land Rover steel wheels with Dunlop road gripper tires. Let's see the engine. This is a 2 1/4, or you can say it 2.3 liter 4-cylinder petrol engine with the engine code 11H. Overall, it looks quite the same with later type 5-main bearing petrol engine from Land Rover Series 3, except the carburetor. Galvanized body cappings and door cappings are typical style for early 110. It also has a galvanized gutter on the roof. It has 3 panel lines on the top of the roof, just like a classic series Land Rover. On early 110, it still has these cappings on the edge of the rear side windows body. Headline surrounds have been replaced with later type Defender version. Grille and radiator mount also modified to accommodate air conditioning installation. Additional side wing fan and turning lights from Defender. For me, this 110 is quite special, since it's quite rare in Indonesia. Despite of it's already been resto-modded, it still has the charisma of an early classic 110. Thanks for watching, see you on the next episode. Bye!